Good morning. Got the butter on the go. Um, make some eggs. And I'm gonna tell you about how this all began. So, with me, I started off. Um, Psoriasis started with me when I was like 12. I kept getting it in my scalp, and I tried all sorts of ointments and creams to get rid of it, but none of them helped. And then I only had it there, but sometimes I'd get it like a little patch here or like here or on my arm. And my mom always thought it was like stress. And so did I, because I noticed when I got stressed, it got worse. And to an extent, that's true. But like, my diet was like shit. I used to eat like ready-made food from the shop that you'd put in the oven or you'd really quickly heat up in the microwave, like frozen pizza or frozen curry. I'd have a lot of sugary drinks, a lot of sugary stuff. Ooh, sorry. And it was just like not a great diet to have. I went to university like years later, and it got worse. I started to eat more like healthy. Like used to have like more vegetables, I mean it got worse. And I thought again it was because of stress. Oh, sorry. And I would, um, I started doing like Wim Hof breathing. We do ice showers or ice plunges, and you take like you do like the breathing in the morning. Oh, I'm sorry. I do breathing in the morning, and it started to clear up. I was really happy about that. I was like, okay, I finally found a way to like de-stress my body and to feel better. But it got. I decided later after university to become vegetarian, and I was looking for alternatives to rice. And I started eating quinoa, like red quinoa that had like the fiber on. Because like if you like brown rice or black rice, when you leave the husk on, it's meant to be more nutritious for you and better for your gut because it's got more fiber and all this shit. And because I do bodybuilding, I eat like a large quantity every single day. So it took about 2 to 3 to maybe 4 weeks of me eating like cooked. Like I'd cook it, I'd filter it, I'd cook it again, make sure it's all like cooked properly and all the like additives or like pesticides are removed or whatever. This is annoying. Sorry. And I started seeing more red spots on my body, like psoriasis, and I'm like, what's going on? They started appearing everywhere to the point where I literally had them all over my body. And it got really bad. Here's a photo. As you saw in that photo, like I was just covered, and those were painful, itchy patches. I've never had that before in my life. You know, I always had friends and people complain about them with eczema and other stuff, but I've never had that, and it was a nightmare. I was scared to eat anything. I used to eat a lot of like dark chocolate as well, thinking like, oh, it's good for you and all this stuff. Uh, and I stumbled across the carnivore diet by accident, and I was like, what do I have to lose? Throughout all those years, I've always rejected trying steroid creams and rejected trying um, immunosuppressant injections because steroid creams, they don't like, there's an underlying problem, and with steroid creams, if it gets really bad, okay, just use them and feel better, honestly. Like, okay, yeah, but you know, and immunosuppressant injections as well, but the steroid cream is like a patch that you put on and it doesn't solve anything. Like everyone that says they use them, they say, oh, later it just comes back worse when you stop using it. So what's the point? And it disrupts your like hormones, and it makes you gain weight or break out into acne. So like, you know, what's the point? In my opinion, just heal it naturally. And what else? The immunosuppressant injection. The people like develop like strep throat, and they like their immune system's compromised, and like they can get easily ill more easily. So you just substituting one like problem for another. So what is the point of that as well? To me, it just sounds stupid. Like, I'm not that desperate for it, so I'll just live with it. I'll just live with psoriasis. I'll get used to it. The more I had it, the easier it was to have it. Until I found this carnivore diet and I started trying it, and it's just like eating meat, eggs, milk, animal products basically. If you want to go extreme with it, just meat and eggs and salt and water, and that is technically meant to let your body like heal itself, let your gut heal itself. And I learned through all the research that like there's insoluble fiber, the soluble fiber, and all those little fibers when looked under a microscope look like projections like this. So they scratch up your gut, and when your gut is inflamed, it opens up the lining. More toxins that usually get filtered through go through the lining. Your body detects them in your bloodstream, because that's where all the stuff goes. And it's like, ooh, there's a foreign body in your thing. Like it gets rid of it through your skin, and like has an autoimmune response. And with dark chocolate and other like vegetables and fruits, they have like oxalates or phytochemicals or whatever that plants produce, and they make your skin like they get rid of through your skin, and that's why it goes all red and itchy and horrible. Now, look, I'm not a scientist. I don't know if any of this is true or bullshit. You know, some people swear by it, some people like say other things and whatever. To me, I just go off by what works, and that's what I want to recommend to you guys for you to try. Like if it works, then that's good, and if it's natural, even better. I started eating just meat and water and eggs. I was strict with it for a bit, and my itchiness and pain went. My psoriasis started diminishing. Within half a year, I was like doing really good. But that whole time, I would like go like 2 weeks max, and I'd break the diet with something sugary, something sweet, and also some bread or something. It's so hard explaining this diet to people. It's so hard not being tempted to have stuff, especially if you're neurodivergent and you got like ADHD or like some condition where you're like seeking dopamine, and that's your only source. Like if you smoke, like that inflames your psoriasis. So I stay away from like stuff like that. If you drink, that really, and I know it inflames your psoriasis, and those are coping mechanisms for a lot of people. So if you stop doing those, and you're just like, man, I'm losing it. Like I have no way to cope through life. Like life gets hard sometimes, and I don't know what to do. And I exercise. I do all the right stuff. I exercise. I go outside. I meet with friends and all these things. But like when you're alone and you suffer from like depression and stuff and ADHD and whatever, and you're seeking dopamine constantly, and you don't like watch porn, you don't masturbate, you don't do all this shit. It's just like it's tough. It's fucking tough. You need like some form of vice. Otherwise, you're just rocking like losing it. And with the bodybuilding, I have to eat a lot of butter, so I was just slamming down fat and all this, and it was just horrible. But it got to a period where I got into like a good routine with it. I had all my food in the morning. I went to work and I came back, and I was good. I didn't even have to eat because I had all my calories in the morning. And I'm guessing that like gave my body extra time to heal, because your gut is not processing food, so it's just healing. I also did a 5-day water fast, which basically means you just have electrolytes and water for 5 days, and it's real tough, especially if you're around food all the time and people are like, "Oh, have this, come on, have it, come on. Yeah, I know you're on a diet, I know you're doing this thing, but have it." Like, fuck off, dude. Like, I'm like, go away. I'm gonna punch you in the head. So I did like a water fast, is combined with the diet, and my body started clearing up. I wish I took photo. I was like, I'm gonna wait for it to like be even more of a drastic change so people will see, and I'll take photos and I'll post them. And I went on a trip to Berlin to see some friends, and oh my Christ, I do not know what I ate. Like I was at that point, I noticed that I could eat like stuff that I shouldn't, and I'd be fine. And so I was like, okay, all right, let's, I can allow myself some stuff. So I ate some Chinese, and I thought the rice might have been like off or something. Or I like ingested some like bacteria or something from the metro because I licked something dirty from my hands. And it probably gave me like a stomach infection or a gut infection. And gut infection, that's an infection of your like intestines, and you've got like like it's internal, and you get like diarrhea. I had horrible diarrhea for like a few weeks, and it was just yeah. I dealt with it, but like it wasn't fun to have, and I noticed that my psoriasis got so bad, it just started appearing, boom, 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 boom. Now, I doubt it was like the build-up of me having bad food. It could, I mean, obviously it didn't help, but I think that infection really inflamed my gut, and it just, I was just fucked. My progress was reversed, and I was back to almost square one. And then afterwards, it was a slog. Just, I started doing labouring, so I have to eat a lot of food. So I stopped doing the fasting, so my progress was even slower. And I, I'm at this stage now. I'm having this diet, and I keep breaking it. I keep having something, and I even developed an eating disorder. You got to be careful because like you get in your head. I used to get in my head, and I'd be like, oh, shit. I had like this small thing that I had like just now, and I shouldn't have. I'm panicking over it. I'm gonna go throw it up because like that's gonna minimize the damage in my body, right? No, you're just doing more damage to your body. Eat food normally, and if you make a mistake, just live with it and stop making that mistake. Just learn from it and just find the strength to get over it. Because to me, like, obviously, like this butter is like I've seen videos where they do a biopsy on someone and they're just squeezing out the fat from their like arteries that gets clogged up, the LDH, cholesterol, and whatever. Now, from what I've seen and read, it might not cause like heart attacks. It might be due to sugar, but honestly, like I don't think that clogging up your arteries is a good thing. So I was like, okay, I need to just bunker down, stay on this diet, whatever that happens, just stay on it, endure it, get over it, cure the psoriasis, make sure it's in remission for a good amount of time, and then slowly introduce like more like flavors and whatever that will make this diet not dog shit. Like, and then I can have like stuff that I usually wouldn't have a little bit over here and now and then. Like I'm gonna continue this diet, but it's just gonna be like a slightly different version of it. I'm gonna introduce some carbs, and I'm gonna try things for a bit, see if they inflame it. If they don't inflame my skin, then I'm going to have them. If they do, then I'm gonna stop having them. It's just that simple, and you just gotta let your gut heal. This is a year and a half's worth of experience from me. Look at my skin now. Like this was all red and messed up. Look at like this was all cut. Like yeah, you see it like this and it looks bad, but like it was all red. You saw the last photo. It was all red, man. It was covered, and it was painful and itchy and horrible. It was everywhere, and like right now it looks bad, but it's actually I noticed that it gets a little bit worse before, and it gets little bit redder and horrible, and then it just starts going. And one day you wake up, it's like, oh, it's gone. Okay. Second thing, sunlight. Go outside, get a tan, go to the beach. Don't put SPF on it. Just learn how to tan. Stop going outside and like burning yourself for hours. Stay in the sun. I don't know, 30 minutes. Go under the shade. If you're on the beach, go in the water and then dry off. And that's how you tan. You don't just sit in the sun, burn, and let it turn brown. You're an idiot. Stop it. You're damaging your skin cells. You're going to get skin cancer. But you don't want SPF on your psoriasis because that's just protecting it. It's the UV rays that are affecting it and the vitamin D that you get from it. So, yeah. I noticed that supplements with vitamin D don't fucking do anything noticeable to me. When I go out in the sun, it's just blasting me. Another thing is like all this anti-inflammatory stuff from like fruits and vegetables. Like, it's so contradictory. So let's say rosacea and psoriasis, they're autoimmune conditions, or like let's say eczema and psoriasis are autoimmune conditions. And I read online it's like garlic doesn't help eczema. No, it helps eczema as an anti-inflammatory. And then I read also that garlic is bad for psoriasis, it inflames you. So how is like the autoimmune conditions that are like to do with basically the same thing, just they manifest in different ways? How is the same thing affecting the same issue differently? You see what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. Like no one has done like any. I feel like no one's done any proper research. No one cares. Like you go to a doctor, they're like, you have this cream or just have this injection because you're not gonna get cured. Like no, I think you can be cured because I've seen it with my own two eyes, and people are telling me, oh, you're gonna die, you're gonna get colon cancer and die, you're gonna feel like, oh, you can't have you don't have vegetables, don't even have bread, what? You're gonna die, dude. How do you look? There's been so many people, elderly people that have said that they felt so much better on like a carnivore diet. There've been so many people that have like myself that have benefited from it on YouTube. I haven't seen the transformation. They keep trying to sell me things, but like, you know, I just take the advice, and I, you know, whatever makes logical sense to me, I apply it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, then, you know, just see what works for you. Use your head, like try out things, and if they work for you, fantastic. Clear yourself up, get like strap yourself in, get it done, and be like psoriasis, eczema, whatever, free. People with like other autoimmune conditions where it affects their joints and everything, and with the inflammation, they feel a lot better on this diet. I'll say that one thing I noticed, I always used to have IBS. My stool was always loose. I did not know what was wrong. I noticed one time I had a lot more chicken in the day before I was vegetarian, and my stool got better, and then it got worse again. And then what happened was I went on the carnivore diet, and I basically noticed that I had like a weird smell. I shower like twice a day, so I don't know where that smell was coming from. And I like wax my armpits because I hate like the hair there just traps the smell. It's horrible. So I would literally like do all that, and I would still have this like weird funky smell on my armpits. I used to have like white like discharge in my urine when I'd pee. I used to go to the toilet all the time, and I didn't know why. Like people thought I had an issue. I thought I had an issue. They were, you get checked out. That's not normal, dude. That's not normal. And I'm like, I don't know, man. What else? And my stool, yeah, used to I had IBS and it was loose. So within 2 to 3 days of being on carnivore diet, I stopped frequenting the toilet twice a day. My stool hardened, and it was like what a healthy stool should be. It looked like my smell went away. The white shit and the white discharge in my like urine went away. I stopped having to go to the toilet every single second of my life, and my skin started clearing up. So clearly, I'm doing something right. The first 30 days were tough. I felt really exhausted and whatever, and like going into ketosis, you get a weird smell in your breath and whatever. But yeah, you get past that and your body adjusts. And then the problem was being constipated and the stool being really hard. I just had more fat, and it solved that issue. And the current way I'm eating that I've shown you in the last couple of videos works perfectly fine for me. That's the right amount of fat and the right amount of meat, and I have no problems. My stool's a little bit too loose, but again, I'm not mega rich to just consume masses of meat, so, you know, but I have enough to keep me through the day. My theory currently is, if I have a meal, if I lived in a perfect world, I'd have one meal in the morning. The rest of the time, my body's healing until the next morning. I would fast maybe for 2 days at the end of each week, or fast at the end of each month for 5 days. And I am sure that would speed track my recovery and just annihilate the psoriasis. You got to attack it at all fronts. I read a comment. You got to attack it at all fronts. Vitamin D, the diet, the sleep. Like you need to sleep because that's when your body heals. You need to like 8 hours or 9 hours at least. You know, cold showers, breathing, everything, and it will just nuke the thing. and you'll be clear and fine. You know, I work. Look, it's all clearing. This was all red and fucked up. My whole forehead was covered. Look, it's disappearing. It's opened up. This is the first time I see my forehead in years, and I'm so happy it's getting better. And it's just a good feeling when you get into the rhythm and you feel ironclad and unbreakable, like you can do anything. It's good, and there is hope. If you got any questions, ask me. I'm here for you, and I'm hoping that you heal yourself, and I'm hoping that I see the end of this tunnel. Look, my whole arm used to be covered. It's all fading out. It goes like white and grey. This was all like a massive red patch. That's just vanishing. Same as this. This was all that area surrounding like that was red. It's just messed up. Same here. It's all going away. You can see it on my shoulder. All those white patches, they just smooth over. They used to be red and bumpy and itchy and horrible. Nah, not anymore. I'm just so excited, and then it's like you notice that it's changing, and then it kicks in, and it's just gone. And all the people that are like vegan and vegetarian, like, yeah, it's a good sentiment behind it, but maybe I'll talk about it another time and my sort of rationing with it. I'm not against them. If it works for you, man, and you don't have any like problems with the diet, have it. Like, that's fine. I support it. But I mean, just a well-rounded diet overall, where you have a bit of everything, and you're not drastically impacting one side of the, like, you're not farming a bunch of land, and killing off like the animals and the ecosystem because you need the vegetables and whatever and blah blah blah. Or like massacring tons of cattle and animals just for like a meat production. Like, there's extremes on these are like carnivore and veganism and vegetarianism is like extremes on both ends. Just a nice middle where you're having both to a reasonable degree that agrees with your body is where you should be at. I take multivitamins just to make sure that I'm not like I've got everything. Liver is good to have. Eat liver if you can stomach it. I'll see if I can show you some good recipes for liver. I don't love it myself. I have it every now and then. It's just the taste is too overpowering. It makes me sick. But to counteract that, I have like the multivitamins. They're not as good as eating just meat, but it's better than nothing. I can show you all the supplements I take maybe tomorrow or another day, and I'll talk about like my reasoning behind all the diets and stuff. But that's like a very quick stop at like my journey and how I came to where I be right now. Anyway, well, go eat and pop to work. See you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. You take care.